Hello.
You can't wear blue in here. Although
Yeah, hi all. Good morning, good evening.
Good evening.
Okay, so we're going to wait for 2 more minutes and then we'll start. We are expecting few more participants. Okay.
So meanwhile, can I ask one question?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Sir, actually, you shared yesterday that three softwares no to download, but I
Mhm.
have asked Bindu, so like with the admin team, she was telling this ask to sir, as I have not done the payment yet today, so she asked me to ask to you like how can I do, like if you are running.
Yeah, so once you do the payment, they will going to give you the access of the drive. Okay, and
Yeah,
then you can download the softwares. Okay.
okay, so later I can do that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And sure, I have no Tricentis in my laptop, but what you like three things you have said, no, I'm not aware that those are similar or different. So I need to check that actually. Hello. Sir, actually, I'm not yet finished. Are you able to hear
Hello.
me?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Can
yeah.
you please come again?
Yeah, so sir, actually I'm having Tosca in my laptop, but
Mhm.
what you shared in the WhatsApp, no, I'm not aware about of that. Like those are similar to that or something different. So I
Which
need,
version of Tosca you are having in your laptop?
let me check.
Okay.
I think so current version only.
It's 2025. You can use any version. There won't be any issue. It should be 24 plus because few of the artifacts it is not supporting in lower version of Tricentis Tosca. Okay.
Okay, okay, I'll use.
Yeah.
Sir,
Yes.
can you share that link in this chat because I'm not in that WhatsApp group, so that I don't have that link, download link
Which
that you were
which link?
talking about. Some link is shared in the group, right? In the
Uh,
morning or
that is
yeah.
a drive access. So once you do the payment, you will
Okay,
going to get the access of the link and you can
okay,
download all the software.
okay, no problem. I did the payment today itself in the evening. That's why I haven't
Okay.
access.
So they will
Okay,
going to share the drive access with you. Okay, you just have to make a request through your Gmail account and I will approve it. Okay.
okay, okay. Sir, then how can I download that Tricentic and all?
So all those will be taken care by us. Tomorrow we're going to do the installation. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah. So
okay,
as
thank you,
many of
sir.
the participant
Hmm.
was not able to join yesterday, so they asked for the one more demo. So that's
Okay,
why
okay,
we are not starting from today.
okay, no problem. Thank you.
Okay.
Sir, can you please share with me as well?
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
Okay, thank you.
Someone was saying something.
Yeah, we are not installing today the software.
No, we're going to continue with one more demo today.
Okay
Okay.
then.
Yeah.
Okay. No worries then. Thank you.
Tomorrow we're going to install the application.
No worries.
Okay. Okay. Anyone is having any doubt, any questions so far? Okay. So let's start with our next topic. Okay. Let me quickly share my screen. Jasmine, it is too old. You have to install the newer version. Uh, 2023 plus version should be installed on your system to get all those artifacts. Okay. Okay. Is my screen visible?
Okay, I'll check that.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, so what we have done yesterday, we have covered the check-in checkout functionality. So checkout is used to perform the edit. So whenever you want to perform any edit on a folder test cases level, so you have to do a checkout to that folder or test cases, then only you are allowed to make the required changes. Okay, once you are done with your changes, now you have to push those changes to the repository. So you have to do a check-in all so that your changes will be released and it will saved in the Tosca drive. Okay, and if you want to perform the changes, yeah,
Sorry, Amit, the screen was not shared. Are you sharing something?
uh, is it not visible?
No, not for me. It's not visible. I'm not
Okay,
sure about others.
let me reshare it again. Please let me know once it is visible to you.
Mm,
It's
yeah,
visible.
now it's coming up. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Okay, so what we have covered so far, so we're going to quickly summarize and then we'll move forward with the next action modes. The first one is checkout to get the exclusive access of that test cases or test case folder. If you want to perform an edit on any component in your Tosca, you have to do checkout to that element. Then only you will be able to do the edit to that folder or test cases, whatever it is. Okay. Then we have a check-in also. Once you are done with all your changes, you want to release it, you want to save your changes to the repository, then you have to do a check-in all. Okay. And then we have checkout tree. So what is checkout tree? So if you want to perform the checkout to multiple folders, test cases, or attributes, artifacts, so you have to do a checkout tree. So like I'm having this parent folder and under this one there are multiple child folder. So now I want to check out all of them. So you have to opt for this checkout tree, or you can go with this checkout tree option. Okay. And once you log into your system, the first thing will be you have to do update all, so that in your absence, whatever changes has been done in the repository, it should get added in your system. So it will be similar to Git pull. Okay, so you have to click on update all and automatically it will going to fetch all the data and you can see the finish update all is finished and ready. So now whatever changes is done in your absence, all those get added in your repository and now you can do the remaining changes. Okay, anybody is having any doubt? Yes, no?
Abhay, is it for modules as well when we are
Yes.
doing?
Say
Okay.
so in Tosca, whatever component you are using, it
Mhm.
will be a module, requirement, test case design, all the thing needs to be checked out. Then
Okay.
only you will be able to perform the activity.
Okay.
Okay.
Got it.
Okay, so now what we have done, we have created one test cases over here. So we have just created a folder and under that we are having one test case. So now I want to edit this particular test case. So I will do checkout. I will simply do a right click and you can see there is an option to checkout. As I don't have any child element under this one, so I'm not getting any checkout tree option. So I will just do a checkout over there. And now you can see I will be able to edit this particular test cases. Okay. So under this one, what we have done, we have added a standard modules from module section under this one, under engine HTML. So we have just pull this particular open URL over here and we are able to launch our application. Okay. Once we are able to launch our application like this, let me quickly execute this. You can execute the single steps, or if you want to execute the whole test cases, even you can do that as well. Okay. So I'm able to launch it properly. And now you can see my test step is getting passed over here. So I'm executing in Scratchbook. Once that will be done, you have to execute your test case under the execution list. So this particular steps is getting passed. Now what I will do, I will simply do a right click and let me delete this. It's terrible. Yeah, so if I execute this one, it will going to execute my remaining test steps. So it will going to click on the motorcycle, and whatever component will going to get appeared, it will going to add those details in it. Okay. Okay, now the next thing will be, we have seen if you want to perform enter any data, you just have to use input. Okay, and if you want to um, perform a click action, then you can use input. Okay, to enter the data. And apart from this input action mode, we have used the verify. Like I want to verify this text is appearing or not after clicking on the motorcycle. So once I click on motorcycle insurance is appearing or not, I'm just verifying it over here. Okay, and then we have used wait on. So just to check that my particular page is getting loaded properly so that I can perform the remaining activity. If I'm facing any issue with the performance issue with my application, so this particular wait on, it will be similar to a wait, T box wait. So instead of using a static wait, we will going to use a wait on so that my page should load properly so that I can perform all the remaining stuff. Okay, anybody is having any doubt so far till over here? Yes, no, maybe. Okay, so we'll go to our next action mode that will be called as a buffer. Okay, now you want to get some text from this application. Like consider you are automating Amazon site. At the end, after doing the payment, your order ID is getting generated. Now you have to capture those order ID so that you can use it in some other application to track it, or you want to hit the API, or you want to validate in the DB that order ID is getting ingested properly or not, all those. So unless and until you are not able to capture those text, how you will going to do that? Correct? Like consider a scenario. I want to capture this particular text. Okay. So how we can do that? So simply what I will do, let me copy this attribute and paste it over here. So I will simply type any variable name and make the action mode as buffer. That's it. So whatever text will be there, it will going to save it in this vehicle. So if I execute my test case, let's see. Okay. So we are able to successfully execute our test cases. If I go back and see, you can see under VEH, let me expand this particular text. So buffer with name VEH has been set to the value this one. So motorcycle insurance is set in this particular variable. And now you can use this variable wherever you want to enter those data. So where you can see these buffer values, you have to go to tools, click on buffer viewer. So you will be able to see the details. Where is VEH? This is the one VEH. You can see motorcycle insurance is there. Okay. Now if I want to pass that particular save data in somewhere, like I want to pass it in annual mileage, how we can pass that value, a buffered value? Simply do curly braces, square B, square bracket, and automatically all the buffer, whatever you have buffered so far, it will going to get displayed over here. I will going to select VEH, square bracket, curly braces, close. What this particular value contains, if I want to know, so I don't have to navigate to the tools, buffer viewer, and search for the values. Simply do a right click and translate the values. So it will going to give you the values. This particular buffer value contains motorcycle insurance. So if you execute your test cases, it will going to pass the value as a motorcycle insurance under annual mileage. Let's see if it is able to pass or not. And see that particular variable is used to pass the values. The same way you can buffer any values of your choice and you can pass it. Okay, so this is called as a buffer. Anyone is having any doubt related to buffer? Buffer is just to save the value in the variable, that's it. Okay, so that you can use that variable n number of time wherever it is required. Okay, and this is the variable, you can give any name of your choice, but it should be meaningful. Okay,
So when we are using that buffer action mode, is it always we need to use inner text or any other like values we can use?
no, you have to use the inner text because
Ah.
it will going to fetch the text out of it.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
So buffer
And you
buffer.
have to use it in the web application only when you will going to use database, or when you will going to use Excel and all those. In that case, inner text will be not required because that is
Okay.
not a web page. Correct. In web page only inner text property is required.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
So here in this example, we are buffering the inner text value of the particular property.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So this attribute, whatever it contains, it will going to hit this one and check what text it is containing. So if I inspect this element, so this particular element contain text as this. Okay. Okay, now what is happening? It is buffering the whole text. Correct. Whatever text is present in this one, it is buffering all the text. But I don't want that. I want to trim the values in a runtime. I don't need the insurance part. I just need whatever is appearing before the insurance. I want to buffer that. Like if I click automobile, automobile insurance is there. I don't want the insurance part. If I click on the truck, I don't need the insurance. I just need the truck part. The same way, if I go to the motorcycle, motorcycle insurance is appearing. I don't want the insurance part. I just want to buffer the motorcycle. How you can trim the value in runtime. So let's see. So I will simply copy this one, paste it over here. And now what we have to do, we copy this particular text. I will go back and let me paste these values. And whatever value you want to buffer, like I want to buffer this particular value, simply put curly braces, x, b, square bracket, and we can give any variable VEH 1 2 3 square bracket curly braces close, and you have to make the action mode as verify. So what it usually do, it will going to do two things. The first thing will be it will going to search for the insurance where your insurance is appearing, and before that insurance I have added a syntax to capture those variable. So it will going to capture the variable. So make sure that whenever you are using it, this is called as a dynamic buffer. Okay, this is a normal buffer. In normal buffer, it will going to save all the text whatever it is appearing over there. But in dynamic buffer, you can trim the values in runtime. So if I execute my test case again, let's see. Okay, so if I go over here, you can see vehicle 1 2 3. It is just buffering the motorcycle insurance part. It is not covering. So this is called as a dynamic buffer. Okay, so it is trying to fetch all the text and then it will do the comparison, and as per the syntax it will going to capture your data. This is called as a dynamic buffer. So on in runtime you can trim your value as per your requirement. Okay.
Ami, can you click into value for annual millage there below?
This one.
Second last year. Can you click once? Oh, okay, got it.
Okay, the syntax will be curly braces B, square bracket, and the values. Let me put it in the chat. And most of the syntax will be remain same. Okay, the B value will going to get changed, you can see. So if I go over here, curly braces XB, square bracket, and the variable name. Okay.
So what do we call this XB and B?
This is called as a
B is called as
buffer.
buffer.
Yes.
And what about XP?
That is called as a dynamic buffer.
Okay, how do we remember these expressions?
So once you click outside that particular expression is correct, it will turn into this capsule type. If there will be some incorrect syntax, like I have just added double square bracket, so you will get to know that okay, this is not appearing in capsule. It means there is something wrong with the syntax. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Anybody is having any doubt? Anything?
Amir, I just joined because of the link issue. I could just hear about the dynamic buffer. So what is
Okay.
exactly a difference? Can you please reiterate?
Okay, yeah, sure. So what we have done, like I want to buffer the values, whatever text is appearing over here. So we have just used VEH over here, okay, and make the action mode as buffer. So what it does, it capture all the text over here. You can see motorcycle insurance. So it is able to save that values in VEH variable. If I go over here, you can see I'm able to buffer the VEH values. This is my variable and this is my value. So motorcycle insurance is added over here. Now, if I want to reuse my values, whatever we have saved in my system, n number of times, so you can give this syntax to use it. Like I want to print this particular values in annual mileage. So you can do that.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the same goes for like I don't want to get the insurance part. Okay. So I just want to trim on runtime values. I just want to trim the values. I don't want this insurance part. So what you can do, you can trim the values. Just add the insurance part, and before that you can put the syntax like this XP curly braces square bracket and name of any variable. You can pass it over here. So what it will do, it will go and make the action mode as verified. So what it will do, it will going to first check for the insurance part, that insurance part is appearing or not, and before insurance whatever you have, it will going to capture it, okay, using this syntax. So as you can see over here, so under variable VEH, motorcycle is getting buffered, insurance part is eliminated. Okay, this is called as a dynamic buffer. On runtime, you can trim the values as per your requirement. Okay.
Okay. Okay. So the word which we want to eliminate, that we need to add.
Yes.
Okay.
So that it can take a reference of that word to trim the remaining values. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
So
Thanks.
these are the buffers values which you can use from the application. Now you want to create your own buffer. Like I want to create a buffer with a environment as a QA, environment as a UAT, or I want to create a counter, count 1, 2, 3, 4, so that I can use it in my application. So from here, you won't be able to do that. So for that, we have a standard modules. So if I go to T-box this under buffer operation, you will be able to see this. So let me create another test case. I will not going to add it over here. So before that, what we have to do, we have to check out our folder, then do a right click, go to test case, and I will make it as buffer operation. So we already have a standard modules for that. So simply go and T-box set buffer, you can see. So you can go to this standard module Tbox automation, or directly what you can do a right click and search for test step. If you already know the name of your test modules, you can simply type it over here. It will going to get populated, or you can go manually and navigate and drag and drop it. Both will going to work. Okay, now I want to create a new buffer like environment env is equal to qa. Okay, if I execute this one, so it will going to create an environment variable. Now you can see over
I'm
here.
sorry, the
Yeah.
screen fonts are very small. Is it? Can you make it a little bit maximize? It's very tiny.
Is it okay? Let me change the resolution. Is it fine for you?
Yeah, it's better. Yeah, it's much better. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, so what we have done, we have just created a buffer with the name environment QA, and then it is getting added over here. Now you can use it using the same syntax, curly braces B square bracket, and then you can pass the environment variable as a env. Okay. Now if you are again creating the buffer with the same name, so it will going to get override. If I make it as environment UAT, and if I execute my test case again, so it will going to override the values. So make sure that whatever variable name you are assigning should be unique. Now you can see that the value is getting overridden. Earlier it was QA, now it become UAT. So as per your requirement, you can create n number of variable of your choice. I want to create a count, so I can execute this, and in one module only you can create n number of variables, buffer values. So where it is count, yeah, count is 1. Okay, so this is the buffer operation. Okay, the next one is a partial buffer. So I will simply drag and drop it. Now I already have a buffer. Now I want to trim those buffer and create a new buffer. Okay, like I'm having a buffer as a motorcycle insurance. Okay, so let me add a value as curly braces B square bracket VEH square bracket curly braces close. It should be capital B. Okay, and now I want to create a new buffer with the name part vehicle. Okay, but in this case, what you have to do, you have to give the index. So from where to where you want to trim the values. So I want to trim the values from 1st till 5th. Okay, so if I execute my test case again, new variable is created with part vehicle. You can see only 5 values are captured from this particular vehicle. Okay, so you have to make sure that whatever index you will going to give, according to that particular index, this value will be captured. Okay, if your values are fixed, then only you can use this one. Like I want to capture it from the last position, 5 values. So if I just add it over here and execute it, let's see. Now you can see from the last 5 values, it is able to get 5 characters. Okay, so the partial buffer will be used if you have the values and you want to trim it using the index value. Okay, but in this case, your value should be fixed, then only it will going to trim the values. Anybody is having any doubt, any questions related to buffer? So this will going to help you to prepare the data to pass on to your application. Okay. Then we have a delete buffer. So if you want to delete any specific buffer, you can just add the name of that buffer. Like I want to delete env. If I execute this one, so it will going to delete that particular buffer. You can see the env is removed. If I search over here env, I'm not able to find it. But you have to be cautious while using this particular delete buffer. If you just not entering any values, you are just blindly executing this particular delete buffer, so it will going to delete all the buffers from your system. You can see your buffer value is blank. If I get the info over here, successfully deleted all the buffers. So if you are not passing any values, it will going to delete all the buffer from your system. So please make sure that whenever you are using tbox delete buffer, you are entering the name of that particular buffer you want to delete. Okay. Anybody is having any doubt, any questions?
So where exactly we can use these buffer operations?
You can use it to get, or you can trim the values as per your requirement. Okay, like consider a scenario of Amazon. Okay, you have buffer a value Amazon order ID 12345. Okay, next time Amazon 456. I don't want this Amazon part. I just need the number. Simply what you will do, you will going to type this and put a curly braces x b square bracket order ID square bracket. Once you execute it, automatically only order ID, this particular value will going to get buffered, and wherever you want to use it, just simply pass curly braces b square bracket order ID. That's it. Okay. It can be your application in DB or in Excel, wherever you want to use that value, you can use it. Once these values are getting saved in the variable, you can use n number of time in n number of places. There is no restriction. Okay.
Yeah.
But please make sure that whenever you are using buffer values, those values should be buffered first. Okay. If I'm using a VEH over here, so it should get buffer first, then only you have to use it, or it will going to give me an error. Okay. So once you execute your test case, automatically it will going to get buffered over here, and then the remaining action will be performed. Correct. So it will not going to fail your test cases. Okay. So we're going to see in details once we try to design our application. Okay, where we can use it and all those. Okay. And there will be an assignment on basis of all this, just to clarify all your doubt. Okay, anybody is having any doubt, any questions so far?
Can you come again, please? What you said actually?
Which one? Which part? Buffered one?
You said something assignment sort of thing, so I didn't able to hear that properly.
Yeah, so there will be assignment. So whatever topics we are covering, so there will be an assignment. Okay, you have to finish all. That will be a practical assignment. You have to perform a basic task. Okay, just to clarify your concept. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
So whatever we are going to cover on that day, on the basis of that only, on those topic, the assignment will be there. You don't have to worry. Okay, anybody is having any doubt, any questions so far? Okay, so now what we are doing, we are buffering the values. You can see we are using a multiple variables over here. Correct. Let me execute once. So in single variable, we are having a single values. Okay, so what we can do, we can save the multiple values in the variables. The same variable, like you have heard about the array, correct? So the same scenario we are having in this one. So under this, you can see tbox array operation. So in the same variable like VEH, you can save multiple values. Okay, like I'm having a drop down. Make, under make variable, I want to store Audi, BMW, Ford, and so on. I don't want to create multiple values. Okay, so for that we will going to use tbox array operation. Once we will going to complete the while loop part, we will see how we can use this to iterate the values. Okay, we'll save the values in the array variable, and then we can iterate through multiple execution. Okay, anybody is having any doubt, any question so far? Anyone? Yes, no?
No, I mean, I guess once we are doing hands-on, then we getting any doubt.
Yes. So
Yeah.
once you install on your system, you will going to do the practice. Then only you will get to know more about the issues and the error. So you have to resolve it. Okay. And you have to do the assignment as well. So once you will do the assignment, you will get all the different scenarios. And then on the next day, if you are facing the issue, you will try to resolve it, and then we'll go with the next topic. Okay. There are
Yeah.
different functions and all those, like right now we are hard coding these values. Okay, yesterday we have done this, but on a daily basis you can't change the values, correct? So if you are having 20 test cases, 30 test cases in that, the date needs to be updated on a daily basis. So this will not going to work. So in that case, we're going to use a functions. I will show you small functions: n month, curly braces, and day, curly braces slash n year, curly braces. Now you can see, so I've just added a basic function. If I translate the values, so now you can see I'm getting month, year, month, date, and year. But the year is in YY forward. We are expecting it in YY format. Okay. So what we will do, we're going to use the long year. So I will make it as a long year over here. And again, if I translate the values, so it will going to give me the current date with the specific date format. Okay. So every time you will going to execute your test cases, the current date will be picked. You don't have to worry about this. Okay, and then we have some random function as well. So you can use, like I have to enter the random values in this particular text box. So you can use curly braces r and d square bracket curly braces, and I need 3 values. So every time if I translate the values, it will going to give me 3 numerical values 805. If I again execute my test case, it will going to give me 871 and so on. Okay, so these are the basic small functions are there. We're going to see in details random functions with values, range. Okay, so alphanumeric values, we have a regular expression, all those will be covered from the next session. Okay, and right now we have just used this particular date format. So this is a normal date format. In this one you won't be able to do the modification. Like I'm expecting that I have to add the 1 day from the current date, or I want to subtract 2 days from the current date or year or month. So subtraction and addition is not allowed in this one. So that is another separate function, date function. We will see how we can handle all those date in future and past. Okay, so that is altogether a different topic. Okay, anybody is having any doubt, any question? So let me quickly execute this test case and let's see if these values are getting entered in the application or not. Now you can see the date format and the random values are getting added. So every time you will going to execute, it will going to give you the random values. Okay. Okay, that's it from my side. Anyone is having any doubt, any questions, please let me know. So whatever we have covered so far, anybody is having any doubt related to buffer or whatever action modes we have covered?
Amit, can you show the syntax for random and the date function?
So the syntax will be going to remain the same. Curly braces, RND, square bracket, and number you have to pass. How many numbers you want to create? I want to go with a 4-digit. So make it as a 4 and then again translate the values. So it will going to give you the values in 4 numbers. 4 digits will be added.
Mhm.
Okay.
If you run the same script tomorrow, the date will be changed, sir.
Yes, it will going to pick it from the current date from
Okay.
the system. Okay. So you don't have to depend on, there will be no dependency on you to change the date. Automatically it will go to picked from the system.
Can you click on the date month? Just wanted to say the syntax.
Sir, how do we remember this? Actually, we are new to this, right? So
Mhm.
how do
There
we
will be manual.
remember so we can?
Yeah, there is a manual to get all these things. Once you practice 2 to 3 them, you will be able to get all those. Okay.
Are you able to provide these type the syntaxes
Yes.
and all this? Okay.
Yes. The manual is already in place. So whatever topics we're going to cover, I will share the document with you. Okay. And then you can go through those documents. Okay. A proper detailed documentation is already there.
Okay.
If you want to know about the documentation, let's. Okay, so this is the syntax of date, time, day, month. So you can see over here, month, quarter. So we have used this one, L date, end day, month. Okay, so you can see this is the prefix and it will going to fetch these many values. You can see on the right side, there is an example. Okay, you can get a Monday, December, all those as per your requirement. Okay, D is used for day, small w is for work day, M is for month and all those. So proper documentation is there. So I will going to explain you all these things once we cover the date functionality. Okay, that is altogether a separate section. Random functions, date functions, calculations, arithmetic calculations. Then we have a comparison. All those will be covered. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody is having any doubt, any questions so far?
A quick question. Like you also
Yeah.
mentioned the array and some of the comparison of these things. Like, do we have any concept called the OOPS concept, class, object, or inheritance?
No.
What will be
In
here?
this one, it will going to just follow the architecture of modular architecture, and that's it. There is no concept of oops and all those.
Okay.
I mean, do we need to learn like separately any other concept apart from this, whatever you are going to teach? Like
No,
anything
you just have
current?
to scan those application. You have to add it in your test cases and you have to execute it. That's it.
Okay.
Okay, the main thing will be module creation. If you are properly able to create your modules, then you can automate any application. Okay.
Amit, can you tell us more about the test case test case functions about this for state? Like, what is this YA and means vehicle insurance? What is this? Is it test case or test steps? What is that?
So this is my test case, and under test case, I am having a multiple steps.
Okay.
Opening a URL. These are my test steps.
Mm-hmm.
Then entering the values in this module. Again, once I'm done with all these things, the next page I will going to scan. This is my next page. Again, you have to scan a separate module for this particular page with all the component, and again you have to add those. So you have to create another module for that. And again, once you are done with the module creation, drag and drop it over here. Another test step will be created. Again, enter the values like this and so on.
Can you show that in like how can you add this steps and cases?
So you can see simply what you have to do. Simply you have to go over here.
Mhm.
Like I want to add this particular steps. Close browser. Okay, so we are not closing the browser. So simply what I will do, I will go over here, select close browser, drag and drop it under my test case. You can see. And now you have to mention the title of your test case so that it can close it. Okay. So the title of my test case is enter vehicle data. So I will simply type enter vehicle. If you don't want to type the whole text, simply put, you can give few values and put a star over there. So after enter whatever it will going to appear, it will going to capture it. So if I execute my test case, let's see. Okay, so if I go to this, now you can see that particular tab is closed. Or let's execute the whole test cases. I want to execute the whole step. So if I execute my test case, let's see. And now it will going to close the browser. Okay.
Okay.
So this way you have to add your all the steps step by step from top to bottom so that it can perform the action sequentially from top to down.
Okay.
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 And once
So,
we are these are the very basic. So once we are done with all those functionality like click, perform, adding values and all those, then we slowly will integrate with the test sheet and then we'll move it to the framework structure, because in organization level these are not used. Okay, these are very basic for the learning purpose we are using it, but once we are okay with all the basic thing, then you have to opt for the framework designing, in which you don't have to hard code all those values. These values will be passed from your test sheet. Okay, and whenever there will be change in the test data of your test cases, you just have to update in the test sheet section. You don't have to even go to your test cases. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
so then we have a reusable test step block and all those, like you are performing a same activity again, launching the browser or login functionality or logout functionality kind of thing. Okay, that will be used n number of time in your test cases. Okay, so you can't add this single step, correct? So what you can do, you can create a reusable test step block. That will be similar to a function. So we're going to create that and we're going to add it over here. Okay, so you don't have to create it again and again. All those things will be part of the framework designing part. So right now we will not much focus on those.
Okay.
We'll go with a very basic, entering all the data, how to handle the elements, how to enter the values, how to select the values from the drop down, checkbox, and all those. All the basic things will be covered first, and then we'll go with the advanced topic. Okay.
Okay.
So there will be these kind of assignments will be there on the daily basis, whatever we will going to cover, and you have to complete those small steps you have to cover. Okay, these many assignments will be there. Okay.
Amir, I have a question.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, how we usually write in manual test cases? Are we going to write similar like as you have? Can you please share your screen one?
Sorry, can you please come again?
Yeah. Can you please share your screen one? That will
Okay.
help. Am I audible properly?
Yeah, I think Madhu, can you please go on mute? Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, so how we used to write in manual test cases, no? Are we going to write like similarly here as well, like verify that
Yes.
kind of a thing?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So we can write multiple test cases and it can consist multiple steps as well, right?
Yes.
Okay, okay. Fine. And one more thing, can you please show me your version details actually in the program files
It's
or just
2025.
okay,
It's 2024 2.2 dot.
okay, okay. Okay, I'll just cross check once.
Okay.
Else once you
You
will be
can
telling.
go with the 2025 as well. So it should be higher than 2024 because some
Oh,
of the artifacts are not supporting. So like you have a what we have like under buffer operation we are having this functionality iterate array and all those are not supporting in 23 or 20 lesser than 23 version. Okay, so you have to upgrade till 24. If you want to have it a higher version, you can have it. Okay, all the setup will be given to you. You don't have to worry.
okay, fine.
Okay, and even you have to install the Tosca server, the compatible version with that. So that will be also provided. You don't have to worry. So tomorrow we're going to do the installation and we'll see. Okay, and how to get the license and all those, I will let you know.
Okay.
Okay, anything else, anyone?
Yeah, Amir, I have one question. So tomorrow you're going to install it, and then going
Yes.
forward, the classes which you're going to take, once you say, for example, you're creating a test case number 1, so we all also doing that parallelly in the session, or how would what will be the
No, no, no. You have to, after the session, you have to perform all those activities.
so
Okay.
during session we're not doing anything?
No, you just have to see and observe what are the things I'm performing. Okay. And then I will going to provide you with the assignment. You have to do all those assignment and whatever challenges you will going to face, you're going to try to resolve it in the next section. Okay.
And Amir, in between, like if we have
Yeah.
some issues, when can we receive like current sessions?
You can just post me in the WhatsApp group. If looking at the error and if I am able to resolve it, I will let you know. Okay, or else once we start with the session, we're going to resolve it. Okay. Regarding the
Sorry,
issues and all those, you don't have to worry. Yeah, Madhu.
I, I lost you. You're saying something. My net connectivity got down. I'm back now. Sorry, you're saying something. So
Yeah.
my main question regarding that during the session, are we going to perform in parallelly or how it's going to work?
No, no, no.
Amit?
You just have to observe. Okay, just focus on the things whatever we're going to cover, and then you have to do the assignments. Okay.
So we're not
And
going to do
the
it in parallel.
recording will be provided to you, so you can go through the recordings and you can practice all those things. If at the time of all these, if because multiple people will be there, and if they are facing the same issues and all those, so it take too much time to complete the courses. Correct. So you can go through the recordings, perform all the remaining activities, and then you have to do the assignments. If you are still
Okay.
facing some
We
issues,
are not
just
doing anything on the,
share.
you mean to say, right, during the classes. So we need
Yes,
to observe it.
yes.
Okay. For
Okay.
installation, but you'll be supporting, right, tomorrow to complete
Yes,
everyone.
yes. So we're going to take care of all the installation. Once the installation will be done on your system, then I will provide you with the remaining details. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Anything else, anyone?
I'm having one question actually. So for example, today we had the class. So when can we see the recordings? Like tomorrow we'll be getting or how?
Uh,
Like what is the
Tomorrow
procedure?
in morning they will going to upload the recordings.
Okay, okay. Like every day after a session, next day
Yes,
morning they upload.
yes, yeah.
Okay.
Sir, as I'm
Uploading in
working
that
as a manual test.
WhatsApp group,
Sorry,
where they will upload in that
they will
WhatsApp
going
group.
to upload in the YouTube channel. Okay, so you have to give them the Gmail ID, and
Uh-huh.
on using that Gmail ID, you will be able to give the playlist. In the same playlist, all the recordings will be saved, and those recordings will be saved for the lifetime.
Okay.
Okay. so that you can access
Mhm.
those recording from your mobile or any other devices.
Mhm.
Okay.
So today only I was joined in the session today. Actually,
Mhm.
I have not joined day before yesterday and yesterday also.
Okay.
I think I have some questions about the syllabus regarding the SAP and Salesforce
Mhm.
syllabus. So these syllabus is enough for us for 3 years of experience of as I don't know what is SAP and all those things as I was working as a
Mhm.
manual tester.
Okay.
Mm,
So those are the CRM applications. Okay. That will be help to manage the inventory. Okay. So those
okay.
the basic thing will be covered. Okay. How to invoke the application, how to scan the modules, how to enter the values. So those things will be covered. You don't have to worry.
But
Okay.
these are basics, or else we are going to deep down the topics, sir.
Yes. So from scratch, we're going to start and we'll go with the advanced. Okay. So first we will go with the very basic. We will try to scan the basic application, web UI application, and once we are done with all those, then we'll move ahead to the advanced topic of framework designing and all those. Okay, and we're going to cover multiple things related to the automation, just not stick to the web UI. It will be API, database, Excel, and then we will have some services of Tosca, test data services, and all those. Okay, so all those will be taken care.
So
Even we
and
will go
also
to
we the help of AI also we are going to automate in the Tosca right, in this
Tosca.
application.
Right now, we will not going to use the AI feature right now. Okay, so they have enabled some AI features, so I will let you know.
Okay.
Okay,
And
so
what about the
AI
certifications, sir?
feature will
What
not
are
be
this?
held. Yeah, so there will be 5 certifications you have to complete: AS1, AS2, TDS1, TDS2, and AE1. So that will be provided by Tricentis Tosca itself. Okay, so once we are done with the certificate, session, then you have to start with the certifications. So in these sessions, we will going to cover all the topics, whatever is there in the certifications. Okay, then only you have to opt for the certification. And if you want, you can go with the test architect. After completing this 5 certification, if you want to opt for test architect, you can go with that as well. Okay.
Okay. Okay. So no need of experience in SAP required, right?
No, not required.
Okay.
Okay.
So, Amit, the final question for tomorrow installation, can you please share your screen? Let us know what files need to be extracted so that we can keep it ready.
So that will be provided by the admin team. Okay, they have the URL drive link. So just get it enrolled and get the link and make a request from
I
your
got
Gmail
the
ID.
link already, Amir. I can see that there are 2 zip files. I'm not sure which one need to be extracted.
You have to download both the files and extract it.
Both data. Okay.
Yes. Okay, one
One I
is
can see
Tosca
one
Commander and
mobile.
one is
I can
Tosca
see the
Server.
mobile it shows.
Sorry.
One it shows mobile something.
Yes, we're going to use the mobile as well, mobile agent for mobile testing.
So I need to extract the both the folders, huh?
You have to extract all the three. I think the mobile agent is the exe file. You don't have to install it now. Just extract the Tosca server and the Tosca commander. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Anything else? Okay. So if we don't have anything, I think we are good to close this call. So we're going to connect tomorrow, and we will do the installation. Okay. And please try to get the access of the drive by doing the enrollment. Okay.
Thanks, Anish.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Bye
Sure.
bye.
Thank you.
Good day.
Thank you.
Thank you.